I'm Nathan Ray and this is Leading Zeros and this is my Yolobox Pro review. So the company sent me this device a while ago to use, test out, play with and make a review video of. And the headline of this review is, this is an amazing piece of kit. It's getting better all the time with software updates. I can't wait to see where it is in 6 months' time. It's going in my bag, so every event I go and produce, every event I live stream from now on, it's going to be in my bag as one of my core pieces of kit. That said, I live stream for businesses and corporate clients, big companies which you've definitely heard of, government agencies, sporting events, all this kind of stuff, which could be quite complex. Even though I travel lightweight, I don't think this is going to be a core part of my workflow for those larger events because it has some issues which I will come to. But this device could be for you. Let's take a look at those things now. So this is now in my bag. It's in there with my everything pack. It just goes in the top there. What is it replacing? So first of all, it's going to be replacing a small monitor because I can basically use this. I can use it as a second display for my laptop, or even next to my A10 Mini, more on that later. Or if I have, more likely, I'm gonna have a camera 20 meters away on the other side of the venue, bringing a cable across, being able to see it here, monitoring the audio. Oh, and it's also gonna be replacing a couple of capture cards, or a capture card at least because it's got built-in USB-C capture. I might as well use that as well. It's also, in a weird way, going to be replacing part of the functionality of my laptop because I have my big production machine here, which is a high-powered gaming PC, which can crunch through anything on OBS. You can't really max it out on anything. But with that, I want a backup, and at the moment the backup is a different computer. But I think it'd be good if I could use this as a backup, or it is a backup, which means as long as I have a couple of cameras and the right connecting, the right wires, I can go live with this device. With a couple of clients, I live stream from convention show floors. So we have a camera, 2 microphones with it, XLR microphones with it, and we have a host interviewing guests and passers-by. They want to live stream it. Well, at the moment we use a device called Live View or similar. Takes the HDMI from the camera into a box, live streams it. Well, this replaces that easily. It's got Wi-Fi, it's got SIM cards that you can put in it, monitor the audio, adjust that kind of thing. Anyway, it's perfect. So what else have I got in here? Oh yes, so this just runs on the power from my mobile phone, so I don't have to have an extra power adapter for this. I've put a couple of cables and bits in a case there, so that's coming with me. I think that's it. That's all it's going to replace. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, just this is a fact. It is not going to replace my A10 Mini Pro ISO. This is a serious piece of kit which has big squishy buttons. I can also control it from my laptop or a Stream Deck or my mobile phone through Companion. That is all a bit more complex to set up. But for a professional like me who's working with my kind of clients, I don't think this is going to be replaced by the Yolobox anytime soon. There's just a few things that I'm missing from this, which I'll come to in a moment. So like I said, this is going to be, hang on, my cat's just coming backwards through the cat flap. Okay, cool. Well, let's plug a couple of cameras in and see what else this can do. So I think the best feature of the Yolobox Pro is this screen, this interface touchscreen. I gave this device to my 9-year-old. I'd connected it to Wi-Fi, I'd connected it to YouTube, and I gave it to him with some cameras and stuff and said, right, let's start live streaming. And he basically got there, which means you could probably give this device, set it up in a church or a corporate environment, in a room, anything, and tell people, right, off you go. So we're basically ready to stream. Now there's 2 things at this point. With the overlays, this is really good. The images and text and everything that you have is always there. Whenever you start a new event, or if anybody else is starting an event for you, that's all there. Brilliant. Unfortunately, that's not the case with, say, videos that you load up from an SD card or a picture-in-picture like this. I'll just make that a bit bigger so it's obvious. So we've got a picture-in-picture here. If I go full screen, and go to switcher, switching them brilliantly. There's my picture-in-picture. If I tap this arrow here, it takes me back here. If I tap it again, look what happens down here. If I tap it again, I come back to the screen. If I open resume, this has gone. So any chroma keying that you've done, or picture-in-picture, or loading up videos, all of that is gone, and you will have to redo that. This is a killer bug for me. I've talked to the developers. They want to make it so this state is saved each time you go back to this screen and open it up. Everything will continue. I will put down in the description if that is still a bug or if that has been fixed, but that is a deal killer for me. I can't use this really in a professional environment if it doesn't save the work that I've done as I'm going along, or if there's no other way to save it. So, but apart from that, you know, this interface is just really intuitive. The audio mix is great. Unfortunately, there's no mono button here. If I have a camera with two microphones coming in, left channel, right channel, it would be super, super helpful if I could just have a toggle it to mono. There's a way around. I can do it in the camera with the microphones, but this would be super helpful if I could just do it there. So it's great that the developers are making this as user-friendly as possible, but it causes an issue. Here you can see on this screen, they've gone for this like mobile phone interface, big red buttons, icons on the screen. But I want to be able to see exactly what my viewers are seeing at home. And on here I can't. Look, I'll show you. I'm going to put this white box here. And you can see on the monitor feed here, there's a darker area at the top to make this text pop. And then there's a darker area at the bottom to make these icons pop out as well. So now if I'm putting a lower third here, is the lower third really that dark and dim, or is it just this shading that they've put on? And also there's certain pixels underneath that go live button. I can't see the pixels there. And when I go back to this view, I can't see the pixels there. So there's actually part of the screen that I just will never see on this device unless I hook up another monitor to see it. And again, as a professional, I have to be able to see what's on screen. So I've talked to them about this UI problem of having the navigation and the settings on the screen that you're trying to monitor on both of these different views. They've understood what I'm saying, and I'm really looking forward to that maybe being updated, as well as the saving the state by pressing this button, saving the state of the video sources. Those are two like deal breakers for me. So the last issue I don't think can be fixed in software because it's to do with the encoder. There's only one encoder, that's the issue. So whatever your the bit rate that you're streaming at is the bit rate that the video file saved to the SD card will be, which might be fine, but if I'm on a low bitrate connection and I'm streaming at 3 megabytes per second, I can't give a 3 megabyte per second file of that quality to the client as a saved recording of the event. It's just not good enough. But in a one camera situation, like say I'm out on the show floor, I'm recording to the camera anyway, it's not going to be an issue. And if all you're wanting to do is live stream and put a video monitor on the wall, go for it, knock yourself out. But let's wrap this up with my final thoughts and recommendations. So I've got different recommendations for this for individuals or people starting out, hobbyists, organizations and professionals like myself. First recommendation, hobbyist, yeah, get one of these. I'm going to be using mine for hobby projects around the house and doing my disc golf and all that kind of stuff. Plugging a few cameras in, getting the live stream started, super easy. At some point you will reach a point with this where you think, well, no, I need to do something more powerful with OBS on a streaming machine, on a gaming machine, or get an A10 Mini, one of those kind of solutions. But this is going to get you a long way there. That's for people who have got other things they want to do that they want to live stream, and they want to concentrate on those other things and not concentrate so much on live streaming. So second is organizations, companies, conference centers, churches, that kind of thing. Get it set up, get all the assets loaded up, the images and things, get it connected to the internet, and then anybody really can jump in on the day, switch the cameras, holding screen, all that kind of stuff. Perfect, it's ready to go. Minimal training, minimal faff. So finally, would I recommend this piece of kit to live stream professionals like myself, whose job it is to live stream other people's events for them in loads of different venues, on the road, that kind of thing? To begin with, my answer was going to be maybe. Then when I kind of discovered more of the limitations of it and ran into some issues, I was thinking like, no, I can't really recommend this. But now I think I am going to recommend this. not as a replacement for the A10 Mini, and especially not like the A10 Mini Pro Extreme ISO, that kind of stuff, because it's not fully featured. And it's not going to be the final step in my workflow for any of the big live streams I do, but it has so many other uses. Being able to have a battery powered monitor just ready there to go with a capture card built in, I can monitor the audio. Having the SIM card and the Wi-Fi so it can replace my single camera live view setup. Now I don't even have to use that piece of kit. This is ready to go. And as a backup device, super useful as well, knowing that I have a device that I can literally stick a Ethernet cable into the back of and get live streaming without too much hassle. You know, it's a pretty good piece of kit, really versatile. So I am going to recommend this. This is going to go in the bag beside my everything pack and go with me on every job, because it's just going to be another tool in my toolkit. Is it going to replace the A10 Mini? No. I mean, it could do. One last thing, if I could control this using my mobile phone from 10 meters away or whatever, I could see this replacing the A10 Mini, but because I have to touch the screen every time I need to change the camera on this, it's just still a bit clunky. But app, maybe, cool. So I'm looking forward to how this improves with software updates over the next 6 months. But as it is, I would recommend it for a hobbyist who wants to live stream something else they're doing, an organization or a venue who wants an easy setup which anybody can use, and professionals. This can be a tool even if it's not your final live stream encoder or switcher or whatever. It's worth it. I think that's it. I've got some links here to my 9-year-old setting this up and running it basically by himself, and some other live stream things. Everything pack, my original studio and a flight case build. Take a look at those, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments. Cool, bye.